Hey everybody in aquatics. So I wanted to make this video, I'll be doing this more often, just to recap what we did each day. So if you missed school or if you just want to just review what we did in class, just feel free to watch these videos. So today in class, we really focused in on what makes a good observation, what are good questions, and how do we go about doing this. So we spent a lot of time in class today focusing on this idea of can the sea be milky? And then I showed you some pictures. These ones are a little bit different from the initial pictures, but we kind of used these pictures here, and you wrote down some things about what did you see, what did you hear, and you made three observations. And we made some really solid observations when we looked at this. Some of you said, different things about in terms of the color, the bioluminescence that you saw, and a lot of other different things. And then we watched a particular video. So since this is posted in Google Classroom, this particular document, you can go here and you can click the video, and this will get you to that video that we started watching in class that we didn't finish all the way through. But if you want to watch the rest of it, you're more than welcome to. And then we talked about what did we see, what did we hear, and we made a gigantic list up on the board of all of your observations. And remember, when we talk about an observation, really good observations are ones that have a purpose, that have a direction to them. And sometimes we make really broad observations, and sometimes we make very, very specific observations. And we said in class, or I mentioned to you this idea that when you do observations, it's really good to have a second person with you because an extra set of eyes is very, very helpful. So then we did was is I had you draw a model of what you thought was happening in the Milky Seas. And we talked about the things that make a really, really good model. So we talked about having a title, having a label, having a summary sentence, having arrows that go where they need to be. And we said how these were really good. And we put that into our notebook. And your models looked really great. We used colored pencils, went around the room, checked things out. They came out really, really solid. And we also then started to talk about thick versus thin questions and this idea of what type of questions do you ask. So we took all your questions from class today and we started talking about whether they were thin or thick questions. Remember, the thin ones are the ones that can be answered relatively quickly, like a who, a when, a where, or how many. And a thicker question is one that you have to actually kind of think about, give a little bit of pause to, and sometimes you have to search for those answers. So, some examples of questions would be like, what do you think? What if? How do you feel if? And from these kind of questions, we know that it's going to require a little bit more thought. And what we did was we took this piece of paper here. So, if you're out from class, you can get one of these when you come back in. And this little sheet of paper was then glued into our notebook at the top on our first page. And we put that on there. And then we wrote down below that some examples of what a good model would look like. So your notebook for today should have had something that looks like this in it when you do it. So if you haven't yet done it, this is what you need to do in your notebook. And that's what we really focused in on for today. When we come back on Monday, we're going to talk a little bit about those cross-cutting concepts for the first part of class, maybe for about 20 minutes. And then the last part of class, you'll have the opportunity to start working on your science career project, which is going to end up being your Unit 0 grade. So that's your test grade. After you do that, you'll turn in your notebook, which will have all your stuff, and I'll give you a notebook grade based off the rubric that I'll share with you on Monday as well, too. All right. So next time I see you will be the 13th. That is Monday. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you for a really great day. And feel free to rewatch the video as many times as you need to just make sure that everything you need to understand from class today, you understand. If you need any help, always reach out to me, send me an email, or come visit me in Flex next week. I will see you all later. Enjoy your weekend. Bye.